I had no idea the British press was so bigoted.
This one's wife. Devoid of empathy. Hello, I'm HG Tudor. A day or so ago, there was a posting on X by someone called @BarkJack. It stated as follows: 2 major players in Camp Harkle have come out swinging. We spoke to them extensively, separately as well. Both say this one's wife is devoid of empathy and unable to have normal relationships. This ought to come as no surprise whatsoever to you as long-standing viewers of my channel. After all, as I explained years ago, this one's wife is a narcissist. And if there are 2 fundamental points about a narcissist that stand out, they are the fact that the narcissist is devoid of empathy and that the narcissist is unable to have a normal relationship. Why is that? Well, first of all, the narcissist, if you will, is designed without emotional empathy because that is what is necessary to have, or not to have more accurately, in order to enable the narcissist to function. The narcissism is the coping mechanism of the narcissist. It is a self-defense mechanism. And it operates by ensuring that the narcissist pursues the prime aims of control, fuel, character traits, and residual benefits. In order to make sure that the narcissist does that, it causes the narcissist to think, function, behave in particular ways, so that the narcissist uses various manipulations, both benign and malign, to get to the ultimate destination of the prime aims. Think of it this way. The destination is the prime aims. The motorway or the freeway is a particular form of manipulation alongside thoughts and particular feelings that are generated by the narcissism. The engine that drives the vehicle along that freeway to get to the destination includes the absence of emotional empathy. You see, if the narcissist had emotional empathy, that would mean there would be hesitation with regard to the application of certain behaviours. They would have a conscience pricking them. There'd be a sensation of guilt. That would mean that the narcissist would hesitate before jettisoning somebody. The narcissist may not proceed with regard to belittling somebody. The narcissist may not proceed with regard to stealing something that does not belong to them. And all of that would then affect the pursuit of the prime aims. A narcissist that hesitates before belittling somebody is not going to get the control or nullify the threat to control that is required. The narcissist that is concerned about how somebody might feel as a consequence of what they do is not going to be able to extract the fuel appropriately from them. Therefore, in designing, if you will, the narcissist, it was necessary for the narcissist to be devoid of empathy. The second aspect is the inability to have normal relationships. Certain narcissists, being more sophisticated and more evolved, are able to sustain longer relationships, which, at least on the face of it, look like they're normal. But of course, any relationship with a narcissist isn't normal, because the reality of that relationship is the other person is simply an appliance that is there to serve the needs of the narcissist. Accordingly, no matter how friendly the relationship might look between the narcissist and the victim, it isn't a genuine relationship, because that friend-victim is there to be controlled. The support that the narcissist might offer them isn't born out of a place of genuine emotional empathy, it's born out of a place of manipulation. The friendship is there to serve the narcissist's needs so that fuel is extracted, that character traits are required, and that the friend serves by way of the provision of residual benefits. Thus, whilst they may appear on the surface to get along, that the victim enjoys the company of the narcissist, that the narcissist might even do things for the friend. It is all self-serving and therefore isn't a normal relationship. Of course, amongst many narcissists, the unaware narcissists, the lack of normality is all the more apparent as a consequence of the haphazard nature of the relationship, whereby it includes periods of breaking up, getting back together, devaluing that person, abusing them, being horrible to them, letting them go, then hoovering them back in, all of the various dynamics that you've become familiar with, either as your own personal experience and or accessing my work. But it is interesting that these comments are being made when the fact is, for years, it has been evident that this one's wife has been devoid of empathy and, patently, because she is a narcissist, is unable to have normal relationships. And it's delivered as almost this is new news. It isn't. This has always been the case in relation to this one's wife. It's simply the case that people are only starting to realise this now. What is also of interest, of course, from this post, if it is accurate and correct, is that more people are coming out saying this. The two major players are not identified, but they seem to be within Camp Harkle, as is described, meaning that they either are supporters of, or work for, or are friends of this one's wife and Harry. And for them to state that they recognise that this one's wife is devoid of empathy and unable to have normal relationships, whilst they may not necessarily recognise that she is a narcissist, the fact that they recognise this speaks to the evidence of her behaviour, which, as we know, is accurate because she's a narcissist, and their willingness to speak about it now. Because she's a narcissist, we've always known that she's been devoid of empathy, but we have seen various instances of that happen. Because we know that she is a narcissist, we've always known that she doesn't have normal relationships with people. And again, the evidence has borne that out. Look at the way that she's treated friends, fraternised with them and then disengaged from them. How she's treated her own family, disengaging from father, half-siblings. The way that she's conducted herself with regard to her in-laws, smearing them and essentially placing them on the shelf, having very little to do with them. The way that she's treated staff by bullying them. All of this is demonstrative of the absence of normal relationships, but comes as no surprise at all to me, and it shouldn't come as any surprise to you either. The only interesting thing is that more people are starting to say it, and it also comes from those within the camp, that they have seen the way that she has behaved, and if this tweet on X is accurate, it demonstrates that not only have more people seen the evidence of these behaviours, but also the fact that they're preparing to speak out about it is demonstrative of the fact that the support that she once enjoyed from certain people has certainly eroded. Yet once again, in essence, they're telling us things that we already know. It comes no surprise to me, and it shouldn't to you. All that is interesting is that it's coming from people who once would be deemed as supportive of her, demonstrating, as I've told you so many times, that with the narcissist, and particularly one that is subjected to so much scrutiny as this one's wife is, all you need to do is wait. You don't need to come out with elaborate theories about behaviours. You don't need to propagate conspiracy theories. The narcissist, such as a mid-range one as this one's wife, will produce plenty of evidence which ultimately proves what she is. And with years of this behaviour, racking up again and again the instances which I have highlighted through numerous videos, more and more people are now beginning to see what she is. I'm HG Tudor. Thank you for listening.